Now, when we talk about gender equality, it tends to go hand in hand with discussions about the need to create opportunities, as we've been talking about, for women to establish and grow and be successful in their own businesses. Why do you think these barriers continue to exist for women to such an extent that it's going to take, is it 268 years for the gender gap to close?
It's a terrible figure.
It really is.
I thought it was bad in 2019 and 202. Now that was an improvement, but literally the last 2 years have been a devastating setback. And the interesting thing is the World Economic Forum looks at 4 criteria: economics, education, health, and political empowerment. The other 3 have in fact improved. It's the economy where women have fallen back. So we really need to do something about that. And at the heart of this is that stereotypes, that idea that for some reason women aren't good enough, women aren't clever enough, they're too emotional, whatever it is. And we see it in every country, assumptions about what women can and cannot do, but we see it particularly, I think, in low and middle income countries. We did a survey at the beginning of the pandemic of our women, asking them whether, had they experienced discrimination. Most of them said, oh no, not discrimination, but we asked them, have you experienced disadvantage because you're a woman? And suddenly they said, oh well, yeah, obviously, things like, you go and ask for money and they'd say, well, what does your husband think? When you go and try to raise some capital. Or some people would say, well, what are you working for? Women's place is in the home. So these assumptions, these stereotypes about what women can and cannot do, they have an impact across the world. They'll have had an impact on the women in this room. They'll have an impact on the mothers and the daughters of the men in this room. As some of you probably realize, because actually fathers tend to realize it a lot more when they think of how it might impact their daughters than they ever do when they think of their wives. But as the wives in here will know for sure. There's deep-seated what we call cultural impulses, and we need to recognize them first, and then we need to tackle it by showing that actually they're not helping, they're actually holding men and women back.